Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My loyal 2 subscribers. This is MadridistaFitz reacting to all Real Madrid news. Welcome all Madridistas. Welcome even Barcelona fans, you bums. I usually have my son here with me while I do these videos. And I always start out the videos with "Cry, little babies, cry" to Barcelona fans, but he's at daycare right now. Also, big up to your boy. It is my 39th birthday. And it's a present has came early for me this year. News out of Madrid, all over the Spanish media. The return of the special one, Jose Mourinho, right here on this PowerPoint slide. We might be the poorest channel when it comes to YouTube Real Madrid channels. We might not be the best content, but we sure as hell have the best PowerPoints. And right here, starting with this slide, Jose Mourinho, Real Madrid president Florentino Perez, favorite head coach candidate. I love this. The special one coming back is awesome. If you guys aren't aware, I don't know how long y'all have been fans of Real Madrid. That's fine. I'm open to fans that have been of Real Madrid that have been fans for a day, fans that have been around for 10 years, fans who have been around for 20 years. I was around and a fan last time this guy was at Real Madrid. And for reference, he was the coach at Real Madrid in the 2012, I believe, 2013 season. He was only here for 2 years. We had a very good stint with Jose Mourinho as our coach. We won La Liga. We won the Copa del Rey. The only thing that we didn't win was the Champions League. We were still waiting on La Decima, our 10th at the time. That's 10 Champions Leagues. That's 5 times 2. Just for reference for Barcelona fans who only have 5 Champions Leagues, we got our 10th right after Jose Mourinho left. But this guy did really great things at Real Madrid, winning the trophies that he could. And for reference, this was at a time that Barcelona had the GOAT himself, Lionel Messi. I admit it, I'm a Real Madrid fan, but I'm a realist. And they had Lionel Messi. They also had Iniesta, Xavi. These are both GOATed midfielders. They had the Rape King himself, Dani Alves, who's rotting in a Brazilian prison right now. They had that guy. They had Cry Baby Cry. What's his name? God, I cannot remember. He was married to Shakira, Piqué. How could I forget that loser? And then they also had Busquets, also a very good defensive midfielder. They had a lot of very good players on their team, and they were dominating Spanish football for a little while with Lionel Messi and the rest of this crew. We brought in Jose Mourinho, and their La Liga dominance ended. If you don't remember, we played a extremely counter-attacking style of football. And I would argue right now is the perfect time for this to come back to Real Madrid. Because right now, we are getting owned year in and year out by Barcelona and Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick employs an extremely offensive style of football. They press. If you're not aware, it's called the high line. They play a higher defensive line than any team in European football. They literally have their defenders past midfield trying to steal the ball back and create more and more offense. I would argue Jose Mourinho's style is perfectly fitted as the Hansi Flick killer. We will destroy Barcelona, and how we will do it, I know I have some Barcelona buddies that don't believe in parking the bus. How we will do it is we will set up the most diabolical back line that you have ever seen. There will not be a bigger fucking bus that you have ever seen parked in front of our net, and I will love every second of it. Believe it or not, you can win a lot of football games playing defensively. And you're wondering, how do we score goals? We will score goals by counterattacking. That is the key to Mourinho ball, setting up a diabolical back line and counterattacking, beating teams on the break. And we have the horses for it. It has been driving me absolutely nuts that in a world where we have Kylian Mbappe, we have Vinicius Jr., how the hell have we not been able to use their speed and get more counterattacking opportunities? Whenever we steal the ball back, it is so damn slow. Everything about this team is slow, and we have some of the fastest players in the world. Mourinho will speed this up when we get the ball. Think back to Barcelona when they played any real team in the Champions League, not Mickey Mouse sides in La Liga, who they dominate. Credit to them on that. Whenever they play real teams in the Champions League, Chelsea, PSG, Atletico Madrid, even us earlier in the season, and we are absolutely a joke. I'm a Real Madrid fan. I will admit, this Real Madrid team is absolute dog shit. I'm sorry for saying that. Forgive me, God and Real Madrid fans alike. But anytime Barcelona played a team that was any good, they were able to counterattack because their line is absolute suicide. Think to Atletico Madrid in the quarterfinals. These over-the-top balls, that's a little suspect coming out of my mouth, but these over-the-top balls against Barcelona, that's right, take these over-the-top balls on you, Barcelona. But they cannot react to that because their line is so damn high up the field. I want to see over-the-top hanging balls on Barcelona's forehead time and time again next season under Jose Mourinho. Whew. For reference, if you do not know who Jose Mourinho is, he did coach at Real Madrid at one time. We won La Liga. We won the Copa del Rey with this cat. We did not win the Champions League. It was one of the hardest matches I remember in the semifinals in 2012 against Bayern Munich. We brought that game all the way into a penalty shootout and a madness where Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, and Ramos all missed a penalty. Who would have ever thought that? That caused us not to make it to the Champions League final. So I think this is a little bit of unfinished business for Jose Mourinho. He wants to come back and get that Champions League title. I think he can lead us to number 16. We are not Barcelona. We do not collect La Liga titles. We do not collect Copa del Reys. We happen to have more of those than Barcelona because we are simply better than them. But at Real Madrid, excellence is measured in winning Champions Leagues. And we need a guy like him to come back here and clean up this fucking mess that has been ensuing for the last 2 seasons. I am sick and tired of hearing Barcelona fans bark. I'm sick and tired of hearing the gums of their mouth clatter. Man. It is all noise to me. But at the end of the day, I am struggling watching this team. We play a tired-ass, lifeless, no-tactic style of football. It's all collective. It's all individuals out there trying their best, not playing as a collective unit. So let's talk about Jose Mourinho's style that he's going to bring here to Real Madrid. And I'll just say, before I even talk on this is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to read a little excerpt from this article. Jose Mourinho is Real Madrid president Florentino Perez's favorite candidate to replace Arbeloa as head coach. Arbeloa was appointed in January to replace the sacked Xabi Alonso, but is now expected to be dismissed at the end of the season. Multiple sources speaking anonymously, as they did not have permission to comment, have told The Athletic that the decision on who will become, and this is the key, Madrid's next coach is being driven by Perez. What Daddy Perez wants, Daddy Perez gets. He will go out there and get Jose Mourinho. This is happening. I called this yesterday. And this is just an early birthday present. Like I said, this is my 39th birthday. Cheers to me. My birthday's come early this year. Aquafina for the win. Whew. But what will Jose Mourinho bring? What is his style? I'll read this. Like I said, this might be the poorest channel. This might not be the best content of Real Madrid, but we sure as hell have the best PowerPoint slides. All right, Mourinho's style of play is defined by pragmatic, defensive solidity, often described as parking the bus to create a compact, low block. I want a diabolical, shambolic low block on Barcelona. I don't want them to be able to breathe down there. I will talk about that curly-headed fuck Lamine Yamal here in a minute. But I want our defense to suffocate him next year with that diabolical low block. I want a bus so big parked in front of that net that Lamine Yamal will rest and take a nap in that bus all fucking game. That is what I dream for. That is what I hope for. I sound like a Marvel villain right now, but that is what I want. All right. His teams emphasize extreme tactical discipline, rapid counterattacking, and exploiting opponents' weaknesses rather than focusing on ball possession. Key characteristics include a strong physical spine, a destructive midfield pivot, highly direct vertical attacking transitions. I love all this. We are so goddamn slow in moving the ball around the pitch. I don't want that. I want us to get the ball. We have the horses to run. We have Vinicius Jr. We have Kylian Mbappe. I want them to push the ball down the field. Get them moving. Get these people. I don't need Kylian Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. to be picking the ball up at half field and trying to dribble around players. That is slower than the ball moving. What moves quicker? The ball being kicked 20 yards or a player dribbling 20 yards? I want Kylian Mbappe, ideally, hopefully not a striker, but I want them on the wings, and I want them running as fast as they can, and I want a player hitting the ball through. Using Barcelona as an example, they leave loads of space on the pitch to be exposed. We need to expose that. Set up a low block and send that through ball. I've been asking for this for years. Every time we play Barcelona, it drives me nuts that we are not able to do this. Every other decent side in Europe exposes them time and time again. Each game that they play them, they catch them on the counterattack. We have just not caught on to that. We need to start doing that. Other key elements, they're a defensive compactness. Mourinho prioritizes not conceding goals, often setting up in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 formation that limits space between midfield and defensive lines. I like this. I will openly admit, as a Real Madrid fan, I think our weakest positions, talent-wise, are our defenders. We could really use some reinforcements. I'm not going to get into that in this video. You can watch other content in my channel. We need to bring some guys in, but I think where it starts with, fundamentally, before you even bring players in, is they need to have purpose. They need to have alignment. And Jose Mourinho will certainly bring that into the team. And I like this diabolical block that will be set up. So how will we score goals? Like I said, another key element is counter-attacking focus. His size are trained to win the ball and immediately transition vertically to attack at pace, often exploiting spaces behind advanced opposing fullbacks. That's the key. Exploit spaces behind advanced fullbacks. Think about this. Turn on a Barcelona game. No team pulls their fullbacks or the defense higher than Barcelona. It is an absolute madness what they do. And they don't change their tactics. Like I've said in other videos, Barcelona should have won the Champions League 2 years ago. Barcelona fans will cry, little babies cry like they do about the refs in the Inter Milan game. They have a victim mentality, but it is simple. They had 2 minutes. They were up against Inter Milan, who my friend has recently said Italian soccer is the 8th best league in the world. It's a madness. But moving on from that, they had 2 minutes. All they had to do was hold a lead for 2 minutes. Instead of parking the bus or dropping their back line off 10 yards, they push forward and forward. We can exploit them over and over again if we have a coach that brings the right mentality, the right mindset to these players, and if they can get it through their fucking thick skulls, which I'll go over in a minute. But I love this style. Also, I'm going to go over this last point. Physicality and structure. He prefers physically imposing players, particularly tall defenders and strong defensive midfielders, to win aerial and ground duels. We have those. All our defensive midfielders, or all our midfielders, fit that mold. Tchouaméni, big, strong. Freddie Valverde, big, strong. Jude Bellingham, big, strong. Nico Paz is even tall, who's coming into this squad. They literally are set up perfectly for his style of football. Someone just texted me, Forza Barca on my birthday. That's madness. But anywho, I'm not going to let that ruin my birthday. This works. He is a proven manager. No more flirting with the Arbeloas or the Xavi Alonsos in the world. I want a proven guy in there. And the most proven guy, one of the most proven guys out there is Mourinho. He's won the Champions League with Inter Milan. He's also won the Champions League with, who else did he win it with? He won it with Inter Milan, and then he also won it with Porto a long time ago. He actually won the treble with Inter Milan. This is a long time ago, and as I said, I am getting old. I got the wrinkles coming in. My brain is going, I'm almost 40, but I sure as hell still know this guy can coach soccer. And if you look at this picture, he even has a better win percentage, albeit less games, than guys I loved as Real Madrid coaches. I am very partial to Carlo Ancelotti, the Don. He's my favorite Real Madrid coach that I've seen at Real Madrid. He just has a good demeanor. He's a very much a player's coach. And Zidane, he really inherited a really great squad. He still demanded the respect of the players, and they won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. But I'm forever grateful to Don Carlo for delivering La Decima. I lived in Spain at the time and rode to Spain, and I remember weeping like a little baby when we won that. That was one of the greatest moments of my life, besides when I got married to my wife and my son being born. I'm not going to say the pecking order of those because I don't want to get in trouble with my wife or my son, but it was one of the happiest days of my life. But this guy's a proven winner, and I think he's coming to Real Madrid at the right time. And why I say this is for 2 very big questions that need to be answered. And finally, I'm moving on, if you Barcelona fans are watching this, to something that has to do with y'all. The biggest question is, how will we stop this curly-headed fuck, Lamine Yamal? Man, this guy's a nightmare. I will admit it. He's the best player in the world. A man that looks exactly like Ruth from Ozarks. This is what I think he does in his off time. When he's no longer playing football and when he no longer is in the sun and has that illustrious tan, he is out playing a teenage girl in Ozarks or any other movies that this actress, I don't even know her name. I bet you in the titles of movies and shows under Ozark, it says Lamine Yamal, because I think they are the same person. There are really only a few things that Lamine Yamal does great. This is going to be diabolical to say, but 1 is he looks exactly like Ruth from Ozarks. 2, he is a great collector of midgets. He hoards midgets like Pokemon. Like a Pokemon collector, he hoards midgets. He apparently had 30 of those midgets stuffed in his house at his 21st, or not, his 18th birthday party. Good God, the guy's only 18. That's a nightmare. But there is also another thing that this man does well, and that is he shits on Real Madrid, and he wins every domestic trophy. They may be Mickey Mouse trophies, and that's the only thing that Barcelona can win is domestic titles. But I am so tired of this man running up and down the field, destroying Real Madrid over and over and over again. This needs to stop. And how it will stop is exactly how I said. We are bringing in a manager that is defensive-minded. And I'm going to get to this in a minute with his mentality with players. He is defensive-minded. We will line up in a formation, and we will have a defense that will be a nightmare to operate against. He will drop players back. He'll drop the whole team back. And if they don't drop back, he will pull them out of the game. There will be the most diabolical bus parked in front of Lamine Yamal. This man will be gasping for air because there'll be defender upon defender upon defender in front of him. And he does have the capability where he can dribble past 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 guys. But good luck dribbling past an entire fucking team. For as good as Lamine Yamal is, he is still not Messi. That is the only guy that can dribble past an entire football team. Until he gets to that level, this is the way of slowing down the Barcelona princess himself. Slowing down the man that looks like Ruth from Ozarks. Slowing down the man that collects midgets for fun. This is the way that we do that. And then lastly, and I think maybe most importantly, is would he be able to fix the Mbudi situation? This is the biggest reason why I want Jose Mourinho at this club, is he's a mentality monster. When you have a team full of players that are egotistic, bring in a bigger ego than them. We've already tried with the tactician. We've tried with Xabi Alonso. It did not work. Or I wouldn't even say it didn't work. The organization didn't give him enough time to really try. We also tried with the pushover, Arbeloa. He is the biggest friendly player manager on planet Earth. He almost is what you would call, and this is a little vulgar, a Florentino Perez cuck. The players can do no wrong in his eyes as they trample over him game after game and do nothing on the field that reminds me of anything of tactics out there. It's a bunch of collective individuals playing out there. So how do we solve this? We have to bring in an egomaniac that is bigger than the players. And there's no bigger coach with no bigger ego than Jose Mourinho. He will not let these players shit on them. He will shit on the players. I guarantee you, if they do not play his style of football, he will drop a player. He was not afraid to do that. I even remember, and this is thinking back to Real Madrid, I just squeaked a little bit right there, even though I'm 39 years old. I thinking back to his time at Real Madrid, he wasn't afraid to drop Cristiano Ronaldo a game or two whenever his performances dipped, or if he wasn't following a strategy. We need a guy like this to put all these egos in check. It's a madness. We have this picture here. We have Kylian Mbappe. I think he's the biggest one of them all in this squad. This man does whatever the hell he wants right now. On the field and apparently off the field as well. He's causing some major disruptions in the Real Madrid locker room. This man is apparently calling other players out for their poor performances. I talked about this yesterday. You have no right to do this when you are just running around the field. We were winning 5 games before the international break, and when you came back, we lost 5 games. This man's running around the field doing whatever he wants. He's going to Monaco on his days off. I'm making this up, but going to Monaco on his days off, bringing trannies back to the locker room, scaring the shit out of players. We need to put this man in check, and I think there's only one dude that can solve the Mbooty issue. There's only one way to stop the Mbooty, to clear up the Mbooty, and that is to get Jose Mourinho in there. He will drop this motherfucker. I know I'm cursing a lot, but he will drop this motherfucker if he doesn't listen to his tactics. And I would love nothing more to see Mbooty on the bench sulking, and then for him to come into the game with about 2 minutes left in the game and throw a fit. We need this. We need to put this child in his place. He needs to get his behind spanked and get in line. This is Real Madrid. You follow orders. It's almost like the military. You follow orders at Real Madrid, or we need to get the hell. You need to get out of the club. That's the bottom line. This is Real Madrid. It's the pinnacle of football. We are not Barcelona. We do not win Mickey Mouse trophies. We are La Liga. La Liga is an expectation, but we are Champions League royalty. You need to understand that, Mbappe. You need to start playing for the club. We need to get to that 16th title, that 16th Champions League title, and I think Jose Mourinho is going to be the man for this. Whew, that's a lot of talking, but summing it all up, I'm gonna sign off here. It's my birthday. I'm gonna pick up my son and hopefully do a little fishing with him and catch the big one today. But I feel like we caught the big one right now with trying to reel in Jose Mourinho. I think he will bring unity to this team. I think he'll bring balance to this team. And he sure as hell will put these egomaniacs in their place. Signing off, this is MadridistaFitz, trying to do daily YouTube coverage of the mighty Real Madrid, the greatest team in European football. I might not get a video up every day because I do have a job outside this, but I am enjoying talking about Real Madrid. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. It will only help it grow. As always, Hala Madrid, and for you Barcelona fans, Puta Barca, cry, babies cry, victim mentality. See you later, Puta Barca.